Okay, guys, this is volume 2 of the graphic novel thing I'm doing. We're going over graphic novels, so here we go. This is the Essential Spider-Man volume. Got it upside down, actually. Sorry. Volume 2. This is basically tells. It starts with Amazing Spider-Man number 21 and goes all the way to Amazing Spider-Man number 34. So this is picks up right after the first 20 issues of Spider-Man. And I actually also have volume 1. So yeah. So basically the first 40 issues of Spider-Man right here. I mean, it's great for catching up on those classic stories if you don't have like $1,000 to pay for those actual real issues, which really who does. Next up on the list we have Blade. It Takes One to Kill One. I really like this series. It was kind of a short-lived Blade run, but I really liked it, and I had picked up as many as I could find. It was really great. It was kind of like it was a weird kind of dark humor to it that made it fun. During the storyline, Blade gets his hand cut off, and so he decides to tie for a wall. He has a stake on it, which is just badass. He would just stake vampires with his arm. But in this issue, he has a gun on it somehow. So that's still pretty cool. But I kind of like the stake better. It seems more vampirish. And speaking of vampires, we have the Tomb of Dracula, Volume 3. Tomb of Dracula is a great comic book. It's Marty Wolfman at his best. The guy that was behind Teen Titans in the 80s that really made Teen Titans the thing it is today. He made Dracula the thing that he is today, because this is vampire comics. This is horror comics at its best. Amazingly well written, drawn, incredible stories, great cast of characters. Blade first appeared in this series, not in this volume. I think he's in volume 1 because he was in issue 10. In issue 10 of Tomb of Dracula was Blade's first appearance. Here we have the I've had all these essentials, Marvel Essentials, for a long time, so they're kind of beat up. They got some wear and tear on them. This is Astonishing Ant-Man Volume 1. I know. Why would I have a volume of Ant-Man? I don't know. I've always liked it. Ant-Man was kind of an interesting character. He's actually one of the more flawed characters in the Marvel universe. He's he's a wife beater. He's got all these personality issues, depression. I mean, it's just you kind of feel sorry for the guy sometimes. But this is like his first 20 issues in there, or 20 appearances. And here we go. This is a really great one. We have X-Men Volume 1. Well, okay, it's not really Volume 1. It's X-Men. It's the new. It was the 80s series Volume 1. Like the first when they have his cast characters. So you got a lot of really classic issues in here. You got the original one where the new X-Men lineup gets created. Introducing Wolverine, Storm, and all these people to the X-Men. I mean, to me, this is X-Men at its best. Really, it truly is. X-Men doesn't really get much better than that realm. Kind of keep these comics from falling a little bit. They're kind of starting to tumble. So we have the Uncanny X-Men Volume 1. This is actually the original. This is the original 15, 20 issues of X-Men. Good stuff. I'm actually not that big of a fan of the original run because it was kind of so ragey and goofy and stuff. But you had to get here to get to there. Next up, we have X-Men Volume 4. This is basically a lot farther in the run. Kind of when you got to the. I actually don't like this part of the run too much. It kind of got. I don't know. It just got weird. There is some good stuff in here. There is the whole arc with Mary Jane. Not Mary Jane, where Jean Grey is comes back as like a clone or whatever, and there's also the whole storyline with the can't figure their name, the alien race that X-Men always fought. That whole storyline. Then there's the whole storyline with the people that live in the caves, and they're like mutants, but they live in the Sorge. I'm sorry that I don't know the names of these people. It's just I read so many comic books, get confused sometimes on what's what. Captain America, Volume 2. This actually picks up, this picks up in the Silver Age, time period of Captain America when he was, in our time period. There's some pretty good stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff with the exiles and the Exorcists, which are like, a bunch of ex-Nazis that they're exiled on an island and they basically form a group. And there's also some, there's also a lot of the classic, Cosmic Cube storyline with Red Skull. I mean, it's Captain America at his best, really. And here, this is a really cool comic right here. This is Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, this is where it all ended. This is basically an amazing artwork here. I'll try to get a close up of it. Amazing artwork here by Alex Ross. I mean, Alex Ross paints this cover, so this must have took probably a month to make. I mean, there's so much going on in this cover. You can't really, my computer doesn't give this cover the credit it deserves, but there's so much stuff going on, and on the back too. There's so many characters on this cover and back. Crisis was where it was at back in the day. There were so many characters, so many things going on. It's just too much to keep track of. And here, some more Alex Ross. We have Kingdom Come, the trade paperback. Amazing artwork here again by Alex Ross. Superman fighting Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman fighting Batman. You just don't get much better than that. Back's got some cool stuff on it too. This is basically like a future story of DC, like a alternate reality thing where like a bunch of new vigilante heroes have popped up, very Punisher-like villains that are just killing people, and the old heroes kind of have to come out of retirement to kind of have a civil war with them to keep the people safe, and it's really good. I mean, it's some really good storytelling. The last issue is amazing. There's just so much. There's a great moment between Captain Marvel and Superman in there. Okay. Then we have Plasma Man Volume. Go with this one first. Yeah, Plasma Man Volume 1. This is really beat up because I've had it for I'm 23. I've probably had this since I was 8, so I've had this for a long time. I've always really loved Plasma Man. I don't know why. I just always liked the character. He's funny. He's cool. He's sarcastic. He's cool visuals. And this is classic Jack Cole artwork. Kind of want to open a few pages up to show you. Some classic, Gene Cole there. I mean, he's cool. I mean, Plasma Man. I mean, he's always superhero where his alter ego is a criminal. I mean, still to this day that is just cool. And then we have Plasma Man Volume 5. This is I wish I could have got more of these, but I could only find these 2 or 4 these 2 really at the time. This is more classic, more classic Plasma Man storytelling. Just really cool stuff here. Jack Cole kind of did some edgy stuff, some really interesting things with Plasma Man. And then on the last on the list we have Legion of Superheroes, Volume 2. Basically a lot of classic stories from the Legion of Superheroes here. I mean, as you can see, one really great one, important one we have right here is Legion of Superheroes number 312, where it's the death actually the reincarnation of Light Lad, but it's also the death of a major character. So it was a very classic story at the time, because back then you really didn't kill off your characters that often. You just really didn't. It just didn't. You didn't kill off your major characters very much. So it was a really good comic. And that's all I really have for this installment. I mean, give me some feedback. Let me know if you like these videos. I know I kind of stumble sometimes with my facts and stuff, but just let me know if you like these videos, if you're interested in